Gil Voigt is an Ohio teacher who told a young African-American boy who is a freshman who has presidential ambitions, quote, "We do not need another black president." Isn't that great when teachers inspire young people? I mean, think about this. An old white man telling a young black kid, we don't need another black president. In other words, know your place, bitch. That's what he's saying. So Voigt has also received 4 other reprimands in recent years, including one for an inappropriate racial comment in 2008. Unfortunately, the article doesn't specify exactly what he said in 2008. But it's okay because Republicans tell me that racism doesn't exist anymore, so this story's like totally made up and it's not a real thing. But this is why, like, I have genuine questions for hardcore conservatives and hardcore Republicans. Like, when you hear a story like this, what do you think of it? I mean, I would imagine, because they always do it, they would do these incredible mental gymnastics where they make themselves believe, no, it had to be legitimate that he said that, because what he meant was, this particular black president was not his favorite, so therefore we can't have another one because things happen and he's not racist. He's not racist. I mean, how? I don't even know what kind of mental pretzel you can get yourself into to defend this, because it appears just to be cut and dry racism. Like, no two ways about it. No, there's no ambiguity. And you know what? I honestly don't even like using examples like this to prove racism, because it's very clear, but they would argue, well, that's one rogue guy. So what does it matter? It's just one rogue asshole. Whatever. Get rid of him. If they're not defending him, they'd say, well, it's just one dude. So the better examples are what I like to cite all the time, the studies, which I think are inarguable. So, for example, there was one study where it was on an online retail site, and they had one iPod for sale being held by a white hand and one iPod for sale being held by a black hand on different pages, and all the other information the same. The white hand got way more hits. So everything else equal, the white hand gets almost all the hits. Okay, that's racism. I mean, again, everything else was controlled for, so what else can you pawn it off to? Maybe you could argue, well, there's just a slight difference just by accident, but it was beyond the realm of what could just happen by accident. It was like, I'm going to get it from the white person, not the black person. How about this study that there was a young African-American woman who was trying to get a job, and she was experienced, had a whole bunch of great stuff. She was a specialist in her field, great resume. So she put it up, but her name was a traditional-sounding African-American name. Got no hits. One day she decided, well, let me just mess around here. She changed it to a white name. Boom, immediately, like 10 hits the first day. How do you account for that? You can't account for that, right? There was an ABC investigative report where they had a white guy trying to unchain a bike and having difficulty with it. Everybody would just walk by and just act like nothing. They don't care. Just whatever, a guy trying to get a bike. They had a white girl do it. People would go out of their way to try to help her. Never ask a question like, is this your bike or is something weird going on? They would just help her. When it was a black man, everybody assumed he was stealing it. Got dirty looks. I believe one person tried to alert the authorities. What do you want a black person to do? And then also, I love the irony that if a black male, doesn't go to college, gets a low-paying job, and just to make the bills meet has to peddle some reefer, what happens? You have conservatives go, typical. What do you expect from these thugs? But then if that same black guy did go to college, did get good grades, and then did get a good job in Wall Street or in government or whatever, then what do they say? Affirmative action. Typical. So it's a lose-lose. And not to mention that, when we officially made black people equal to white people under the law, which was the Civil Rights Act in the early 1960s, that wasn't that long ago. The 1960 was very recently, man. So it's not like overnight, boom, all the white dudes in Alabama and Mississippi were like, you know what? Come to think of it, I like black people. No, they still had, traditions of cultural racism, and now we've advanced for sure, but a lot of it is subconscious racism, and it only shows in your actions. I mean, look at the pay gap, for example. What is it? Black people make anywhere from 77 cents to 83 cents to the white person's dollar. I mean, I think it's overwhelming. And when you hear a story like this, it just reinforces all of those things.